TCFC.
We Blues fans have been made to watch a lot of terrible games over the years. I myself have fallen asleep in no less than 4 games this season alone. However, each season there are some games that just get you to the edge of your seat and sometimes even onto the pitch. Being the nostalgia-obsessed guy that I am, I've decided to take a trip back in time to have a look at some of the best games that we've ever had. My name is Tom, you're watching TCFC, and this is the best game from every season since 2010. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to TCFC, and when you do, tell them Dave sent ya. Let us begin. 2010-11 season. Now, it would be all too easy to do the Carling Cup final for this season. However, I've decided to do league games only because I'm an awkward bugger. Now, there wasn't a lot of joy that season, but there was one game that truly stood out as unique. Blackpool away, January 2011, 2-1 victory for Blues. So this game should have been an absolute clash of styles. Ian Holloway's attacking brand of football against Alex McLeish's ultra-defensive philosophy. However, Big Ek had a big surprise up his sleeve. He played 4-3-3 and went all-out attack. It was total football. Honestly, this game was absolutely end-to-end, and Alexander Hleb was absolutely fantastic. So that in itself makes it a special game. It was a freezing night in Blackpool. There was only can't have been more than 300 Blues fans there. The atmosphere was terrible, but on the pure fact that Alex McLeish played attacking football, that is reason enough to make that best game of the 2010-11 season. And 12 season, Millwall away, January 2012, 6-0 victory to Blues. Now, it's not every day you get to see a 6-0 win. Particularly delicious to see us do it against Millwall. Now, I couldn't make it down to this game, but the atmosphere sounded absolutely fantastic. And it's always brilliant to see Marlon King score some goals to the fury of the away fans. Hopefully this performance stopped the Millwall fans making that weird noise they make. You know the one. I mean, I think it's supposed to be intimidating, but I think it just sounds like a bunch of cows on helium. Anyway, great game, 6 goals, best game of the season, hands down. On to the 12-13 season, and it was a 4-0 away win at Crystal Palace in March of 2013. Now, you really never knew what you were going to get with Lee Clark. But by the end of the season, we'd actually started playing some decent football and picking up results. Despite this, Palace, they were doing really well. They actually got promoted this year. So given that we weren't, we didn't really pull up many trees this season, this victory was, it was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. It was a great performance for all involved. The fans had a great day out, and Shane Ferguson's peach of a free kick just put the cherry on top of a fantastic performance. Now, based on that performance and the fact that we ended the season pretty well, you'd be forgiven for thinking the next season might actually be quite a good one. Alas. 13-14 season, there can be only one game for this. It's the 2-2 draw Bolton away at the end of 2014. Now, this game, oh my God, the emotions. Knowing that if we went down, we would have been utterly fucked. This was probably one of the most anxious days of my life. At 2-1 down, I was curled up in the fetal position. At 2-2, when Caddis scored the goal, I was running around the house screaming, "We've done it, we've done it, we've done it." And then at 2-2 for the last 5 minutes, back to the fetal position. Now, this was one of the most memorable moments of my life. It's probably the biggest emotional release of energy that I've ever had. I'm gutted I wasn't there, but I felt every piece of emotion from the couch. Even though I've never experienced anything like it, given that we're Blues, I'm sure that we'll be in that situation again. Can't wait. On to the 14-15 season, it is a home win against Reading. It was 6-1 in December of 2014. Now, if you're a non-Blues fan watching this video, you must think we score 6 goals all the time. And we do. It's wonderful. So this was Damari Gray's finest hour for Blues. It is always wonderful to see a young player scoring a goal. But to score a hat-trick, even better. Caddis, Shinnie and Cotterill got another goal each to add the embarrassment onto this sort of school teacher lookalike that we've got here. Now, this game, it really took away the Lee Clark smell from the club and announced that there was a new sheriff in town, and he liked to wear V-neck jumpers. On to the 15-16 season, and it is a 5-2 win against Fulham away in December of 2015. Now, I love going to Fulham. I love a trip to the capital. It's a really cool walk along the river to get to the stadium, and there's always absolutely tons of Blues fans in attendance. Today, absolutely no exception, and the fans were in the mood for a party. So were the players, and great goals from Gleeson and John Terrell got the ball rolling in a really good way. But what really put the cherry on top of a fantastic performance was when Viv Solomon took the ball,
from inside our own half, ran practically the length of the pitch, bamboozling the Fulham defenders and whacked it into the bottom corner. Absolutely fantastic. I remember thinking at the time, we will watch your career with great interest. And what a career he's had. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic performance and easily the best performance of the season. 16-17 season, it is Huddersfield at home, April 2017, and it was a massive 2-0 victory for Blues. Now, if ever there was a game that exemplified the importance of fans, especially to a club like Blues, it was this. It was an absolutely electric atmosphere when we needed both the fans and the players to turn up. I remember even sitting in the GMU, it was absolutely a wall of noise. So at that point in time, we badly needed the win. Zola had steered us towards a relegation zone, and our saviour, Harry, had come. But after a spirited defeat to Villa, we absolutely needed the win, and we were up for it. Che Adams, a little bit too up for it. He got sent off early on in the game. But club legend Johnny Grounds gave us the lead, and the place erupted. And when we finally got the 2-0 winner, it was just absolute scenes at St Andrews. Of course, we would go on to beat Bristol City 1-0 at the end of the season, but I think that game was actually it was definitely more enjoyable than the Bristol game. And at the end of the season, all was right with the world. We had our saviour manager, we had a war chest of money. Things were going to be good next year. 17-18 season, this is essentially a clone of the previous entry. So it was Fulham at home in a game that we won 3-1 on the last day of the 17-18 season. The reason it was a clone is because it was a lovely sunny day at St Andrews. It was a game of relegation decided that we needed to win, and we had a saviour manager after we'd been steered towards relegation. And once again, the fans did their job. I think Fulham were completely intimidated by the noise that the fans made, and we just tore them apart. Not the only team that's happened to. And what's especially telling about this game is that Fulham, if they'd won that game, they would have got promoted automatically. They would, of course, go on to beat Villa to get promoted via the playoffs. But, it showed how well we played. The last goal of the game, it gave us a glimpse into what we would get next season. A little bit of hope and goals from Che Adams. On to the 18-19 season, and it is a victory at Leeds away in September 2018. Now, this game is a little bit different from a lot of the other games. We hadn't yet won a game. It was 9 games into the season for Blues, and we were playing really well, but we just weren't getting the points under Gary Monk. It was starting to get a little bit worrying. We'd even chucked away a 2-0 lead recently against Forest that we absolutely deserved to win. So when we got the first goal, felt great, and the second one, there was just something about it that made me think, we are going to win this game. We're not going to throw it away, and we didn't. I wasn't even at this game, just watching it on my phone in the kitchen, but there was just something about the change in the mood after that really allowed us to push up the table, and we really hit form after that. We even had such good form that we started to knock on the door of the playoffs until this. And on to the 1920 season and the final entry on this list. It is Bristol City away, 3-1 victory in February 2020. Now, this game has some special significance for me and probably a fair few other fans, because this is the last game I went to before COVID-19 shut everything down. And what a game. Absolutely fantastic. It was a Friday night, the fans were out in absolute force, and the performance was absolutely fantastic. We went behind early on, but we weren't deterred. We carried on and played absolutely brilliantly, absolutely outclassed Bristol City, and we finished it off with a wonderful move, finished off by Lukas Jukovic, just dinking the ball over the keeper, right in front of the Blues fans. It was absolutely fantastic. Even the Bristol City fans were up for it that game, so there was a good bit of back and forth. One other thing that was quite funny is I brought some friends to their first ever football match, so now next time they come to the Blues, this is what they're going to expect every time. But yeah, so it was a great performance, a great day, and it was a great weekend as well, and you know what, I just can't wait for it to return. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what your favourite games over the last 10 years have been. Stick it down there in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It really helps the channel grow. And of course, subscribe to TCFC for more awesome Birmingham City content. Just one other thing I'd like to say is get well soon, Steve Cotterill. We're all wishing you well. And yeah, keep it on to the end of the road, guys. Have a great day.